When passing a truck, drivers should A. Pass on the right. B. Decrease their speed if passing the truck on a downgrade. C. Pull in front of the truck before they can see the cab. Or D. Let the truck driver know they are passing by blinking their headlights. Correct answer is D. Let the truck driver know they are passing by blinking their headlights. People who drive after drinking risk A. Injuries and fatalities. B. Higher insurance rates and jail sentences. C. Heavy fines, loss of license. Or D. All of the above. Correct answer would be D. All of the above. At 40 miles per hour, the average driver's reaction time accounts for feet traveled. A. 60. B. 44. C. 56. Or D. 32. Correct answer would be B. 44 feet. This sign means A. A merging traffic sign. B. A right curve sign. C. A side road sign. Or D. A reduction of lanes sign. Correct answer would be C. A side road sign. Ramp signals. A. Control the weight of trucks entering a freeway. B. Control the speed of vehicles entering a freeway. C. Control the rate of vehicles entering a freeway. Or D. Are not considered traffic control devices. Correct answer would be C. Control the rate of vehicles entering a freeway. Which of the following is not a defensive driving tip? A. It is better to swerve right instead of towards oncoming traffic to prevent a crash. B. Hitting a post is better than hitting a bush. C. It is better to drive off the road than skid off when avoiding a crash. Or D. Hitting a car moving in the same direction as you are is better than hitting a car head-on. The correct answer would be B. Hitting a post is better than hitting a bush. This sign means A. You must make a U-turn. B. You may make a U-turn. C. Hairpin corner ahead. Or D. Warning sharp left turn ahead. Correct answer would be A. You must make a U-turn. When you are driving on a multi-lane road, if another vehicle moves into your lane right in front of you, cutting you off, you should A. Stay calm, slow down if necessary to avoid a crash, and gently drop back to a safe following distance. B. Brake only if necessary to avoid a crash and follow the other vehicle closely for a while. C. Brake sharply. Or D. Honk your horn and brake firmly to quickly drop back from the other vehicle. Correct answer would be A. Stay calm, slow down if necessary to avoid a crash, and gently drop back to a safe following distance. Drinking alcohol while taking other drugs could cause A. The effects of alcohol to be multiplied. B. Serious health problems. C. Death. Or D. All of the above. Correct answer would be D. All of the above. When a public transit bus traveling in the same direction has signaled and is re-entering the traffic flow, drivers should A. None of the answers are correct. B. Pass the bus on the right. C. Yield the right of way to the bus. Or D. Pass the bus on the left. Correct answer would be C. Yield the right of way to the bus. This sign warns drivers of A. A windy road. B. A narrow bridge ahead. C. Low clearance. Or D. A low place in the road. Correct answer would be B. A narrow bridge ahead. What does overdriving your headlights mean? A. Driving so fast that you cannot stop within the range of the headlights. B. Driving over a bridge with your headlights on. C. Driving so fast that you could break your headlights. Or D. Driving so slow that your headlights go into standby mode. Correct answer would be A. Driving so fast that you cannot stop within the range of the headlights. Overdriving your headlights is dangerous because A. Your stopping distance is greater than the effective illumination of your headlights. B. You cannot see upcoming road hazards. C, your stopping distance is too short, or D, all of the above. Correct answer, all of the above. And pavement marking may be painted on the paved approach to a railroad crossing. A, SXS, B, TXC, C, RXR, or D, RXC. Correct answer is C, RXR pavement marking. When following motorcycles, drivers should A, reduce the minimum following distance, B, keep more space in front of their vehicle, C, try to pass them as they have different braking capabilities than other motor vehicles, or D, keep less space in front of their vehicle. Correct answer would be B, keep more space in front of their vehicle. When approaching any intersection or driveway, drivers should A, look both ways and be ready to stop, B, change lanes, C, drive at the fastest speed just before entering the intersection, or D, pass other vehicles and then stop. Correct answer would be A, look both ways and be ready to stop. Blink are required by law when changing lanes or overtaking a vehicle. A, turn signals, B, traffic signals, C, four-way emergency flashers, or D, high beam headlights. Correct answer is A, turn signals. On a two-way roadway with a center lane, drivers from either direction can make, on the center lane, A, left turns, B, right turns, C, U-turns, or D, sudden turns. The correct answer is A, left turns. Under what conditions are drivers allowed to turn right on a red light? A, after yielding to pedestrians in crosswalks and to vehicles still in the intersection. B, at most intersections after stopping if the way is clear. C, after a complete stop, or D, all of the above. Correct answer is D, all of the above. The length of a point suspension is 3 months for A, 18 points within an 18-month period, B, 24 points within a 24-month period, C, 9 points within an 18-month period, or D, 12 points within a 12-month period. Correct answer would be A, 18 points within a 18-month period. This sign warns drivers that A, there is a low place in the road, B, the highway ahead is divided into two one-way roadways, drivers should keep to the right, C, there is a double curve ahead, or D, there is a windy road ahead. Correct answer would be C, there is a double curve ahead. Which of the following is recommended for mature drivers? A, installing small side mirrors to improve visibility. B, not wearing safety belts while fatigued. C, stopping to rest every 2 hours on long trips. Or D, none of the above. Correct answer is C, stopping to rest every 2 hours on long trips. Which of the following is a penalty for a first DUI conviction? A, license revocation, minimum 1 year. B, driving license termination. C, mandatory 30 days in jail. Or D, probation, no more than 1 year. Correct answer would be D, probation, not more than 1 year. An emergency vehicle is approaching with flashing lights on. You must A, slow down and stop at the next intersection. B, pull over immediately and stop until the emergency vehicle has passed. C, increase your speed and stop at the next parking area. Or D, stop and block the intersection if necessary. Correct answer is B. Pull over immediately and stop until the emergency vehicle has passed. The regulatory sign tells drivers that A. Traffic in the left lane must turn left at the intersection ahead. B. Traffic in the right lane must go straight. C. All vehicles must turn left immediately. Or D. None of the above. A. Traffic in the left lane must turn left at the intersection ahead. Any driver under 21 with a breath or blood alcohol level of or higher is required to attend a substance abuse course. A. 0.02, B. 0.08, C. 0.05, or D. 0.5. Correct answer is C. 0.05. Which of the following are allowed on expressways? A. Motor scooters with more than 150 cubic centimeter displacement. B. Bicycles. C. Motor-driven cycles. Or D. All of the above. Correct answer would be A. Motor scooters with more than 150 cubic centimeter displacement. You're driving on a roadway with multiple lanes of travel in the same direction, and you're approaching an emergency vehicle parked along the roadway. You must A. If you're in the lane closest to the emergency vehicle, immediately come to a complete stop and ask if any help is needed. B. Leave the lane closest to the emergency as soon as it is safe to do so, or slow down to a speed of 20 miles per hour below the posted speed limit. C. Yield to the emergency vehicle, or D. All of the above. Correct answer would be B. Leave the lane closest to the emergency as soon as it is safe to do so, or slow down to a speed of 20 miles per hour below the post speed limit. Blind spots are A. Lanes reserved for U-turns. B. At night, the darkest areas of a road where emergency flashes should be used. C. Areas to the side or rear of a vehicle that the driver cannot see with use of mirrors. Or D. Dangerous intersections where the maximum speed limit is 50 miles per hour or less. Correct answer is C. Areas to the side or rear of a vehicle that the driver cannot see with the use of mirrors. This sign warns drivers that A. They must turn either to the right or left. B. There is a winding road ahead. C. There is a double curve ahead. Or D. There is an intersection ahead. Correct answer would be B. There is a winding road ahead. Car insurance is important because A. It protects your car. B. It may be required by law. C. You can drive faster if you have the proper insurance coverage. Or D. It protects yourself and others. Correct answer would be D. It protects yourself and others. When a hazard is seen ahead, reaction distance A equals total stopping distance minus perception distance. B is the sum of the perception distance and braking distance. C is how far a vehicle will continue to travel in idle conditions before the driver hits a brake. Or D, none of the above. Correct answer would be C, is how far a vehicle will continue to travel in idle conditions before the driver hits the brakes. Turning motorists must at intersections and driveways. A. Stop for pedestrians. B. Make U-turns. C. Make a turn that causes pedestrians to stop. Or D. Block the crosswalk when stopped at a red light. The correct answer here would be A. Stop for pedestrians. Vertical rectangles tell drivers A. What is not allowed. B. That there's a school zone ahead. C. The law. Or D. The direction they should travel. Correct answer would be C. The law. While his or her vehicle is disabled on the highway or shoulder, a driver should use A. four-way emergency flashers, B, an umbrella if it's raining, C, a three-point turn, or D, left and right turn signals together. Correct answer is A, four-way emergency flashers. Alcohol tolerance. A, does not change with age. B, is lower when you drink whiskey. C, increases with age. Or D, decreases with age. Correct answer is D, decreases with age. When the gas pedal is jammed, drivers should not A, shift into neutral. B, tap the gas pedal with their foot. C, pump the brake pedal hard and fast. Or D, keep their eyes on the road. Correct answer would be C, bump the brake pedal hard and fast. The yield sign means A, stop if you can. B, stop. C, go, the light will soon be red. Or D, if the way is clear, you may move forward slowly without stopping. Correct answer would be D, if the way is clear, you may move forward slowly without stopping. If another car has stopped in an adjacent lane in the same direction of travel, you should A, be careful in case the other vehicle has stopped for a pedestrian. B, speed up and pass the vehicle on the right. C, pass the car on the left. Or D, tap your horn to let the other driver know you're passing. Correct answer in this case would be A, be careful in case the other vehicle has stopped for a pedestrian. Leaving the scene of a crash involving injuries commits a felony of the degree. A, first. B, third. C, fourth. Or D, second. Correct answer would be B, third degree. What is the speed limit for cars in a residential area? A, 50 miles per hour. B, 40 miles per hour. C, 30 miles per hour. Or D, 35 miles per hour. Correct answer would be C, 30 miles per hour. At most intersections, after stopping, drivers may end the red light if the way is clear. A, turn right. B, take a nap. C, turn left. Or D, cross the intersection. Correct answer would be turn right on red. This road sign is A, a warning sign. B, a guide sign. C, a speed reduction sign. Or D, a regulatory sign. Correct answer would be D, a regulatory sign. If a law enforcement officer suspects your vehicle equipment is not properly maintained, the officer A, may suspend your driver license. B, may send you to jail. C, may force you to read the perfect car handbook. Or D, may stop your vehicle at any time for a vehicle inspection. D, may stop your vehicle at any time for a vehicle inspection. When the foot brake is pressed, which light must come on? A, emergency flashers. B, two high beam headlights visible from 1,000 feet. C, two red stoplights. Or D, one red brake light. Correct answer would be C, two red stoplights. A diamond-shaped marking on the left lane shows that A, the lane is reserved for carpool vehicles. B, the lane is reserved for trucks and heavy vehicles. C, the lane is reserved for state-owned vehicles. Or D, this is an emergency-only lane. Correct answer in this case would be A, the lane is reserved for carpool vehicles. The pedestrian countdown period. At the beginning of the don't start or flashing hand phase and with a 0 and a don't walk on a solid red hand, A, ends, B, starts ends, C, ends starts, or D, none of the above. Correct answer would be B, starts end.